Hey guys, Jad here, and I'm going to do a review of a TV show. This is a really great TV show that I really enjoy watching a lot. It's one of my favourite shows ever, and it's this show, Friday Night Dinner. So, yeah, this ran from 2011 to 2020, and there's 6 series in here overall. So, yeah, so basically, like the sort of premise of the show is like you have these two brothers. There's Jonny and Adam. No, that's Jonny. That's Adam, and they when they visit, their parents are Martin and Jackie. Um, Mostly the episodes are to do with them visiting on like Friday, night to have dinner, as the title suggests. They're a Jewish family, and I believe like Friday night dinner is like a Jewish tradition. And that's kind of the premise for most of the episodes. But not every episode is like at Friday night. Some episodes they just see their parents. Like the Christmas episode. They just visit for Christmas, and they have like the wedding episode and also the funeral episode, and so this ran for a while. 9 years. Over 6 series, and I think every episode I thought was great. I don't think there was a single bad episode. Um, and you also have, if you can see, Jim. He's their really weird neighbor who always gets involved in some way, and he's just hilarious. And I should mention one thing. Sadly, the actor Paul Ritter, he passed away just a year after the show ended. Which is very sad, and they're not going to do any more of it, obviously. But I mean, I thought the last episode of it was a very good ending to the show, anyway. So, I think it was a good place to end it, anyway. So, yeah. But yeah, I always love how Jim, the neighbor, he always like interrupts like the family and stuff, and he's just a very weird man. And he has dogs. He had a dog called Wilson in the first 5 series, but then his dog died in the 5th series, and then in series 6, he had another dog called Milson. And it's funny how he's just scared of his dog, and he always goes to like do it, and he flinches away, like scared that the dog's gonna bite him or whatever. And on the back here, they have a clip from one episode where he actually has a cat. He has a cat on a lead, and the cat's called Watson, and he does the same thing with the cat, where he's like, and it's just hilarious. And it's also funny how like Jim is kind of a pervert towards Jackie, and that's hilarious. And it's hilarious how Jim just doesn't understand Jewish culture, and he always thinks, because they're a Jewish family, and he always just thinks that Jewish people are a lot different from everyone else. He thinks Jewish people, he assumes they do things differently from other people, and it's just hilarious. The way he thinks of Jewish people, like when he sees the hot tub in one episode, and he calls it the Jewish bath, and he thinks that Jewish people have baths outside, and there's a running thing of the two brothers, they like prank each other by putting like salt in each other's drinks, and Jim sees Jonny putting salt in Adam's drink, and he sees he's having dinner with them, and he puts salt in his own drink because he thinks it's like traditional Jewish water, and stuff like that. So yeah, like the show was created by a guy named Robert Popper, and I think he actually kind of based a lot of it on like his own family and like own personal experiences, because basically the family in the show are Jewish, and Robert Popper himself is Jewish, and you have the brother in the show called Jonny, and Robert Popper actually does have a brother called Jonny, and you have stuff like like if you see here, this is the grandma, that's Jackie's mother and her new boyfriend Mr. Morris, and that's sort of based on apparently after Robert Popper's own granddad died, his grandma started dating a man who wasn't very nice, and that's who the character of Mr. Morris is based on, and he's just very eccentric and hilarious. And I love how like whenever you see his car parked, it's always crashed into something. And there's also, like, when you first see him, he crashes into their house and his light's broken on the car, and he's like, your bloody house just broke my light. And then there's a bit later in the episode where he's having an argument on the phone and he smashes it against the wall, and then he says, your bloody wall just broke my phone. You know. And I love, in like the second episode, he appears in, like, it seems like he's stuck in the past. Like, does he think it's still the 70s when he's saying, like, yeah, oh, everywhere there's punk rockers. Yeah, he's saying, no, he doesn't like punk rockers, you know. And he's saying, like, guess what everything's all about these days, you know. And then when they're at the bowling alley, he's like, yeah, find me another place, yeah, away from all these punk rockers, you know. It's like, does he still think it's like the 70s? Like, maybe in the 70s, I could understand saying punk rock is everywhere, but not in modern day, certainly. And I also like to mention, you also have in the series Martin's mother there. Yeah, that's Martin's mother, and you know, she is a really just horrible woman. I mean, nobody likes it. Their nickname for her is Horrible Grandma, and you know, I mean, she really is. And you know, the last ever episode that she was in series 6, you know, in that episode, Martin finally, you know, snaps at her and, you know, tells her what a horrible mother she is, and then later in that episode she actually dies. And you know, it's kind of like what to feel about that. And you know, Martin's sad, but then starts laughing about it. And I like, yeah, it came from, like, Jim did like a magic trick and like said he was going to make her disappear, but then she died. And then after, he's like, I'm so sorry your mother died. You know, in a way, I did sort of make her disappear. You know, I found that hilarious. So yeah, the actor who played Mr. Morris, he's called Harry Landis, and he's actually still alive today, and he's the oldest living cast member of the show, because yeah, the actress who played Jackie's mother there, she passed away in 2020, and the actress who played Martin's mother, she also passed away in 2020, and as I said before, Paul Ritter, who played Martin in the show, he passed away in 2021. So it's kind of sad that not long after the show ended, that, you know, a few of the cast members have already passed away. Yeah. And what's kind of an interesting coincidence is, like, yeah, I mentioned Paul Ritter, he passed away. He was only 54 when he passed away. And if you know the actor John Ritter, that guy there, and he also, yeah, obviously John Ritter, he has the same surname. He actually passed away at the same age as Paul Ritter. They were both only 54 when they passed away, which is kind of a weird coincidence, but yeah, rest in peace to both of them. They were both great comedic actors, really. I think 54 is too young to go. But yeah, if you haven't seen this series, would highly recommend it to anyone. It's just hilarious, and yeah, I don't think there's a single bad episode, honestly. Please check it out, and yeah, thanks for watching, and bye.